Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh. Welcome to this segment of Khoj Gurbani's a-sabad-a-day. Today is the recitation from the 20th Pauri of Gujari Ki War, composition of Mahalla Tija, Gur Amar Das. Comparatively short saloks accompanied by a pauri. So we'll recite the entire passage first. Slok Mahalla Tija, Eho Sabh Kish Aavan Jaan hai, Jeta hai aakar, Jin eho lekha likhya, So hoa parwan. नानक जी को आप गणाइंदा, सो मूर्ख गावार. महला तीजा. मन कुंचर पीलक गुरु, ज्ञान कुंडा जह खिंचे तह जाय. नानक हस्ती कुंडे बाहरा, फिर उज्जड़ पाय. पौड़ी. तिस आगे अरदास जिनी उपाया, सतगुर अपना सेव सब फल पाया. अमृत हर का नाम सदा त्याया, संत जना के संग दुख मिटाया. नानक भय अचिंत हर तन नह चलाया. संत जना के संग दुख मिटाया. नानक भय अचिंत हर तन नह चलाया. Essentially, what the Guru is speaking about is the anxiety that humans feel because of the impermanence of the universe, the fleeting nature of our experience that gives rise to a sense of loss and the anxiety for the future, because we know that we have to move on like everything else. But the Guru says, amidst all of this transitoriness, there is an anchor which is unchanging, unmovable, eternal, that you can hook yourself to and avoid the anxiety, the sorrow that you might feel. And that is the true meaning of being enlightened, to realize that beneath this moving, passing temporariness of life lies something that is eternal. And we are really linked to that eternal. What is moving, what is passing is actually a manifestation of that unmoving consciousness, which is our source as well. So in the first salok, Eho Sabh Kish Aavan Jaan hai. Eho Sabh Kish, all of this, meaning all of what you see around you, is fleeting. It comes and goes. Aavan Jaan hai. Why? Jeta hai aakar, because it is form. So whatever has form does not persist. It does not persist. Forms come and go. And yet, there is a persistence in a particular form, which is the archetype. That never changes. You have a rose bush. As I'm looking out the window, I see a rose bush. Well, the flowers come and go, but the flower is the same. The form that is behind these changing forms is the same. You get the picture. There is an immutable essence, form with a capital F, that actually gives rise to these changing forms, which are really a reflection of itself. So likewise, the universe as a whole is a manifestation, constant manifestation of Ik Onkar, which is absolute consciousness, which does not move. But emerging out of it are these forms, and this happens constantly. Jin eho lekha likhya so hoa parwan. So here the Guru is saying, thus is the law written. It has the stamp of its own approval. That is how it does things. Jin e lekha likhya. Jin here refers to that absolute consciousness that we call Ik Onkar. Nanak, and he warns us, Nanak, Jeko ab ganayanda. Ganayanda is if you want to be counted. That is to say, if you assert otherwise, so murkh gawar, that is just a sign that you're immature from a spiritual perspective, that you're illiterate. If you insist that it is otherwise, meaning things must persist. The law, you cannot think in a way that is contrary to the law. And the law is hukam, and hukam is the law of change. Things are constantly changing. And yet, we are resting in an absolute consciousness that never changes. So that is the wonder of wonders. In the second salok, Mahalla Tija, the Guru describes the state of our mind, and he likens it to an elephant. The mind, like an elephant, is powerful. And like an elephant, it can be constructive if disciplined and guided by knowledge, or destructive if it is left untrained. So man kunchar, the mind is an elephant. Be like a guru. Make a guru the guide. Gyan kunda, and the wisdom of the guru, the goad with which to move the mind at will. Jeh khinche teh jaye. So if you are anchored in the guru, and the goad for the mind, the direction for the mind, the poke, the prod, if you will, is knowledge, then Guru Amar Das Ji tells us, you can move the mind at will. You can make it do what you want to. Nanak, he says, Hasti kunde bahara. But if the elephant is not contained by the prod of wisdom, so to speak, the mind, phir ujjad paaye, again and again, it indulges in destructive behavior. We've seen this of elephants in the wild. When agitated, they can be very destructive. And that's an analogy for the mind. So how do we tame the mind? The Guru as the guide, and its wisdom as the prod. In the Pauri, all of this is summarized. So, this aage ardas jini upaya satgur apna. So the Creator, let us all together petition the Creator, Jin Upaya, who created or sprouted, if you will. We are offshoots. Satgur Apana. This Creator is our Satgur, meaning it is also the true enlightener. Sevi, if you serve it, meaning if you link with it, if you understand it, if you connect with it, sabapal paya, life becomes fruitful. Sabpal, whatever you put your mind to, you accomplish. Amrit har ka naam sad te aaya. Understand that you know the Satguru through the wisdom it gives you. Now, naam. That is the immortal wealth that you need to get. Sant jana ke sang dukh mitaya. The right company is extremely important in all of this. So he's giving us elements of how to live life. Presenting your petition, meaning that is a posture with which you want to live life. What is that posture? Petitioning, meaning you're putting your thought out there to the collective universe, and the universe will respond. So adopt that posture of saying, you know better than I do, but this is what I wish to do. And then through the Satgur, listen to what is being said back to you, and you will be successful. Cultivate virtue, the virtue that stems from this wisdom. Amrit har ka naam hai. When you practice virtue, you will recognize the immovable essence within you. And when you keep the right company, it will only reinforce all of this. And that's the way the third Nanak says, Nanak bhai achint. That is how you become free of anxiety. Har dhan neh chalaya. Har dhan is nehchal. That is eternal. It doesn't move. It is not transitory. So you see, the problem was our anxiety that arises from the transitory nature of things, because we want to hang on to something, and whatever we hang on to disappears eventually. And that's the source of our anxiety. So the Guru is saying, find your anchor in virtue and wisdom and in knowledge. And that way, you won't be anxious. Vaheguru Ji ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji ki Fateh.